Alright, so welcome for this lecture 30th. In the previous lecture, we have talked about how to generate the reference current for the compensator. And in this lecture, in the previous lecture, we have expressed that how IFA star and IFB star and IFC star can be found, and based on these values, we have to use some power circuit in form of the actual currents. So IFA, IFB, IFC are the actual currents, and these actual currents follow the reference currents by way of switching the power circuit. What is that power circuit? I also mentioned that it is a power converter, voltage source converter. You can call it voltage source inverter also, but actually it is both. It is converting AC to DC and DC to AC. So in true sense, it is the power voltage source converter. But however, we normally call it voltage source inverter because its main function is to actually give the AC quantity from a DC link voltage. But it functions in both the ways. So it will be correct to say power voltage source converter. Okay. Now we want to implement this compensator on in any digital platform. So how to model this system and how to control this system. So this is in the figure. If you see on the left hand side is the actual inverter, the actual converter or compensator, you can say. Okay. Now this consists of the IGBT devices, a DC link voltage here, DC link voltage, DC link system to provide the DC link for the inverter, and output side we have three phase currents IFA, IFB, IFC. These are the actual currents. Okay, so this IFA and this IFB, IFC are actual currents, and they follow the reference current IFA star, IFB star, IFC star. Okay, now what is the nature of these actual currents when they follow the reference currents, how they are being controlled, how the inverter is being switched? This all discussion will be explored here. So as I said that we have taken this topology called 3-phase 4-wire system with neutral clamped. Okay, so neutral is being clamped here, and this neutral is connected to the neutral of the system here to the neutral of the load. This is the zero sequence current I0, and I0 flows in this neutral wire like this, and it returns to the system neutral here. It won't go here. So actually this neutral, source neutral is equal to 0. This is the condition for ideal compensator. And this neutral IFN, let us say filter. So IFN must be equal to IL0, if you call it IL0, the load neutral current, or ILN equal to IFN. Alright, this is the characteristic of an ideal compensator. So all neutral current is bypassed to the inverter, and there is no neutral current in this path. Even if I break, it should work. Alright, so this is the configuration of voltage source inverter, DC link, and we have taken neutral clamped. There are two DC storage capacitors, CDC1, CDC2. Actually they are same in design, so CDC1 is taken as CDC2 equal to CDC, or simply you can take C. And on the AC side we have a filter. So this is filter inductance LF, and RF is the resistance of this LF. Ideally RF must be 0, but since any inductor has some resistance, so this resistance is being expressed as a series resistance in series with the inductance LF. So RF, LF and RF forms the inductance resistance of the filter or interface inductor between the PCC and the compensator. in the design of the compensator, there are important issues that how to choose LF, how to choose CF or CDC. Okay, these are the concerns when you design the voltage source inverter for load compensation. This is another topic that you can discover in your either seminar presentation, or you can pursue research in these areas called design of the inverter. I'm not going to discuss that, but only I will tell you that these filter parameters have a lot of impact in the performance of the inverter. Okay, now we will analyze this circuit today, how this works to realize the reference currents IFA star, IB star, IFC star in form of IFA, IB, IFC. So let us take the one leg of this. Okay, take one leg. So this is one leg, A phase leg, and this leg you can go to this DC part here, and its other path is from this line to this line. It goes here, it comes back here and goes in this path. Okay, like this. All phases are independent through neutral, so any phase we can take and we can extend that idea to other phases. Clear? So let us take A phase. This is A phase here, and this is BDC1, BDC2, similar to the previous diagram. This diagram. This is the RF and IF, LF. Start from here. It goes to BSA plus side first. This is BSA plus side here. This one, plus and minus. So it comes from plus to minus, drop, plus to minus here. And then it comes back to this path here. See the dotted line path. And it comes like this. Then it goes to here, this side. Through neutral of the compensator, it goes here. This is a complete path. Okay. This complete path takes place when S1 is closed and S4 is open. As you know, the realization of the actual current is done by switching. So S1 and S4 in the leg A are switched in such a way that these track the current IFA star. Since they are connected to the same leg, the two cannot be on at the same time. So when S1 is on, S4 is off. When S4 is on, S1 is on, off. So they are in a complementary mode. They call it complementary mode. Otherwise, it will make the DC link capacitors short circuited. So two cannot be same on at the same time. Therefore, they are in a complementary mode. In actual circuits, there is some dead one time when one turns off, another turns on, to avoid the short circuit of the DC capacitors. Okay. So when S1 is on, this condition we have taken, first condition for leg A, when S1 is on and S4 is off. So this is on period here, this is on path, this one, and this is the off. Therefore, this is the only circuit, and for the circuit we write the equation for this loop. Then it becomes like RF into IFA drop across this, plus LF dIFA by dt drop across the inductance, and plus drop BSA plus 2 minus. So this is plus BSA, and this comes back here to minus BDC1 because it's rise. So minus BDC1 equal to 0. This is a Kirchhoff voltage law in this loop for S1 on, S4 off. Alright. Now, next is when S4 is on, S1 is off. This equation can be further written in form of a first order differential equation for the current. So dIFA by dt equal to minus RF by LF. This RF has come this side, and minus BSA by LF plus BDC1 by LF. Okay, this is in a state space form, or you can say first order differential equation form. Now consider the other situation. When S1 is open or S1 is off and S4 is closed. This is a complementary mode of the previous one. In that case, the drop across inductance resistance remains same and drop across BSA is same, but now this time we experience the voltage drop of VDC2. You can see it here, the diagram. This is the diagram when S1 is off and S4 is on. Okay, so this is on here, this is closed, and this is off here. Therefore, current will flow like this in the same direction. This one comes back here, goes here, and comes back here. This is a complete path. So if we write KVL, then drop across this plus drop across this plus BHA drop comes back here, and this comes as a BDC2 drop, plus 2 minus. So this is positive here, BDC2 is positive here. Okay, so BDC is positive here. Again we rewrite in form of the first order differential equation. This becomes dFA by dt equal to minus RF by LF IFA minus BSA by LF minus BDC2. Okay, remember BDC2 by LF. So the minus sign here, and this is BDC2. Okay, so difference between these two equations is nothing but the difference of driving force. What is the driving force for the compensator current here? The driving force is plus VDC1. Okay, the driving force is plus VDC1. So it means that by connecting S1 on and S4 off, we are applying a voltage of plus BDC1, which will try to rise the current in the compensator path. So IFA will increase. Okay, for this driving force, IFA will increase. And for the complementary mode, when S4 is on and S1 is off, then the driving force is minus BDC2. It means we will connect to minus BDC2, and what it will do, it will reduce the current to the lower values. It will bring the current to less values. Okay, so it will reduce the current or decrease the current. So why increasing and decreasing the current? We are controlling the current so that it follows the reference current. This is the idea. Okay. Now we can combine these two equations, the two states, in one equation by bringing the switching function of the inverter leg A, SA. So SA is the switching condition of the switch in leg A. When SA is equal to 1, it implies that S1 is equal to 1, S4 is equal to 0. Bottom switch is off, or the top switch is on, the bottom switch is off. And SA var is equal to 0 because they are in complementary mode. Similarly, when SA is equal to 0, SA var equal to 1, and this implies, as I said here, that S1 is equal to 0 means it is on or it is off, and S4 is equal to 1 means this is on. So these SA and SA var indicates the switch conditions in leg A of the inverter. As I mentioned here, this is SA1 implies this one, and if SA0 implies this one. Okay, so this SA and SA var accounts for a single equation for inverter leg A. So you need not to write two equations for two conditions. This will take care of. If SA var is 1, SA is 1, then SA var will be 0. When this is 0, this is 1. So anyway, one term will come into picture. Now same concept will be extended to the second phase, the phase B. So for phase B, dF V by dt equal to minus RF by LF into IFB minus BSA by LF plus SB into BDC1 by LF minus SB bar by LF into BDC2. Nothing has changed except A becomes B, because all phases are independent through neutral. So we can write these equations independently for each phase. And similarly for phase C, IFC, dIFC by dt, this is actually di, we put di here because it's the rate of change, so this is dIFC by dt, equal to minus RF by LF IFC minus BSA by BSC by LF, okay, this is BSC by LF, and plus SC BDC1 by LF minus SC bar by LF into BDC2. Three equations are there. This is one equation, this is second equation, this is third equation. We need two more equations to make a state space model. Why? Because there are 5 energy storing elements. So the order of system is 5. If you look at here, there are 5 means 3 inductors. So 3 inductors here, 1, 2, 3, and 2 capacitors, this and this. So total 5 state variables are there. Hence we need 5 equations to form the state space model. So we will also write the expressions for BDC1 and BDC2. Alright. So for that we will take the help of this figure to find out the differential equation for BDC1 and BDC2. If you look this diagram, it is a part of the first diagram. So this is the BDC1 here, okay, this is BDC2 here, and this is current I1, this is current I2. Okay, for any capacitor, if you look here, if this is the polarity of a capacitor, this is plus, this is minus, and the current is in this direction. Normally we write like this. If this is the capacitor, this is plus, this is minus, this is BC, the current is IC, then we write that VC is equal to 1 by C I dt, IC dt. So see the current direction, plus to minus, then it is true. If the current is this direction, then it is minus. If the current is this direction, BC is equal to 1 by C minus I C dt. Remember it, okay? This is the fundamental law of the capacitance. So since the current is here opposite, you can see the current is going upward, minus to plus here, I1. Therefore, C dVc1 by dt equal to minus I1. Or you can write dVc by dt equal to here minus IC. So using this equation, we can substitute the expressions for I1 and I2. So this implies that C BDC1 by dt equal to minus I1, because current is in opposite direction. And for the second one, C BDC2 by dt equal to I2, because this is in a plus direction, the downward direction. This is I2 here. Okay, this is I2. This is I1. So because of direction, we can express that C BDC2 by dt equal to I2. Now from this, we can further expand. What is I1, what is I2? I1, I2 are input inverter currents at the two terminals. This is I1 here, this is I2 here. Now what this I1 consists of? It consists of this I of A, this current going here, I of B and I of C through a switching function. Obviously, when S1 is on, or when S3 is on, when S5 is on, only then the I of A, I of B, I of C contribute to the I1. So therefore we can express I1 as a function of the switching function and the current. So I1 is given as SA into I of A plus SB into I of B plus SC into ISC. So when SA, SB, SC are 0, there is no current I1, because current cannot flow it. And when SA1 or SB is 0 and SC is 0, then current only flows SA into IFA. So therefore, I1 is function of the switching of this status of the switch and the current flowing through it. I hope it is clear. Then I2 will be therefore equal to the switching function of the bottom switches and the current flowing through them. So that will be SA var into IFA plus SP var into IFB plus SC var into IC. These currents, which are expressed in terms of the switching functions of the inverter and the currents into it, are used to find out the first order differential equation of the capacitance here. So substitute this back here, substitute this back here, we will get the first order differential equation C BDC 1 by dt, C BDC 2 by dt. Okay, we will take C in the denominator, so it becomes BDC 1 by dt equal to minus I1 by C, and I1 we already know. So therefore we have this equation, BDC 1 by dt equal to minus SA var C, because minus is sign coming from here, minus this one. Okay, this is minus SA because of minus sign here, this minus sign, minus I1, so minus SA by C, C comes from this side. Therefore dVC1 by dt equal to minus SA by C minus SP by C minus SC by C into IFC, this is IFB. And the second capacitor voltage equation comes from the second equation here, this one, C BDC2 by dt equal to I2, and therefore d VDC2 by dt equal to I2 by C, and I2 is this SA bar into IFA, so SA bar by C. Therefore the value of dVC2 becomes SA bar by C into IFA, SP bar by C into IFB, SC bar by C into IFC. Okay, now there are 5 states, there are 5 variables, each we have expressed in terms of the first order differential equation. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, combining all of them, it becomes the state space model of 5 by 5. So these equations are expressed in form of the state space model of the inverter, which is shown here, which is written here. So dy dt of IFA, IFB, IFC, VDC1, VDC2 equal to A matrix. So fill the elements of this matrix correlating to IFA, IB, IFC and so on. So this becomes, first row becomes 1 by LF, this is 0, this is 0, this is SA by LF, this is minus SA bar by LF. Okay, this comes from the equation 1, from this equation, okay, you can see it here, minus SA bar LF, SA by LF, this is minus 1 by LF for VSA and minus RF by LF in the first term. So therefore this appeared as a first row in this matrix. Second row, what will change? This is a diagonal element, 1 by LF will come here, this is 0, this is 0, and this is SB by LF, this is minus SB bar by LF for this current. The third one is for IFC dy dt 0, 0, this is 1 by LF, this is SC by LF, this is minus SC bar by LF for IFC. And the fourth one is VDC1. So VDC1, dVDC1 by dt equal to, you can see from the equation 4 here, this equation is nothing but minus SA bar C minus SB by C minus SC bar C 0, 0, and for VDC2 is SA bar by C, SB bar by, this is bar here, please make it bar by C, and SC bar by C 0, 0. Okay, so these are the equations for state space model. Okay, plus there is a remaining part, BSA, BSB, BSC, and they are having only term like 1 by LF. So minus 1 by LF, this is 0, 0, this is 0 minus 1 by LF, this is 0, 0 minus 1 by LF, this is 0, 0, 0, this is 0, 0, 0. Correct? Therefore, this equation is of the form that x dot is equal to AX plus BU. What is X here? The X is here the state vector containing the element I of A, I of B, I of C, VDC1, VDC2. So this is X. What is A? This matrix is A matrix. This is again X, this is X dot, and this is B here, and this is U here. This is A matrix. This is X vector. This is X. And therefore, we write in this form that X dot is equal to AX plus BU, where X is the state vector, A is the system matrix, B is the input matrix, and U is the input force. Alright, so once we know the state space model, then we can solve this state space model using any digital platform. You can write code in C, you can write code in MATLAB, you can use Simulink, you can use any other platform to solve this state space model of the compensator or 3-phase 4-wire compensated system. Okay. Also, once we get this model, to get this model, as you see in the equation A, B and all those things, that switching functions are there. SA, SA var, SB, SB var, SC, SC var in complementary mode, similarly SA and SB var. So fundamentally we have three variables actually. SA, SB, SC. From that we can derive also SA var, SB var and SC var because they are complementary. So three are enough, the others can be derived. So we have to bring these switching values here based on some logic to find out the update in the state variable or to solve this system. Correct? So how these switching functions are being solved? Obviously, the switching functions, the switching variables have to be computed or have to be calculated based on the status of the inverter, based on some switching control such that the output currents of the inverter are closely following the reference currents. Okay. So for that we use some kind of a switching control, and this is called as switching control of the BSI. Okay. Switching control of the BSI determines that what should be the switching signal for the inverter. The simplest form of switching control scheme is hysteresis current control scheme. Okay, name is here hysteresis current control scheme. It is simplest form and it is fastest in action because it takes only one sampling time to implement the concept. The idea of the hysteresis current control is therefore that we form the hysteresis around the reference current. Suppose this is my IFA. Okay, this is our IFA star, which we have found by the algorithm, control algorithm. There are two things: control algorithm, second thing switching algorithm. So this is for switching. Switching is very fast as compared to the control algorithm. Okay, so this IFA star is there. So over this IFA star, we form the two bands called IFA star plus H, this one. Another band we form IFA star minus H, this band. Okay, so upper one is this is IFA star plus H, this is IFA star minus H. And the middle one is IFA star. So we monitor the IFA current. Look here, this is the actual current. We monitor this current by measuring it. So we have a current transducer which measures the current in the filter leg A, and it is being monitored against IFA star plus H, IFA star minus H. And based on that, the decision for switching is taken. For example, let us say that we compare IFA, this IFA with the IFA star plus H with the higher band. Okay, this is called upper band, lower band. So you can say the upper band is nothing but IFA star plus H. The lower band is IFA star minus H. And the actual current has to run between this upper and the lower band. Okay. So we compare this IFA with IFA star plus H and IFA star minus H. So let us first compare if IFA is greater than IFA star plus H, this condition. It means that we have crossed this boundary here. This is more than this. So this current would have come maybe here. Okay. In that case, I have to bring it down so that it won't go beyond the boundary of the IFA. So I have to bring it down here like this. Okay. So for that I have to apply minus BDC2. Minus BDC will be applied only when the lower switch is on and the upper switch is off. Therefore, the lower switch is on here, SA var is 1 and SA is 0. It means S4 is on. S4 is made on actually. S4 is turned on and S1 is turned off. And therefore, the driving force is minus BDC2 and it will bring back that current again lower side. Then we will compare if the current is less than IFA star minus H, that is if the current is less than the lower band of the IFA star, then we do opposite. We need to increase the current and therefore I SA is 1, SA var is 0. This means we apply here now plus BDC1. The driving force is plus BDC1, the driving force is here minus BDC2. Because current is less than the reference star minus H, so we have to increase the current and therefore in this process we have to apply plus BDC1, which means SA is equal to 1, SA var is equal to 0. If the current is between the two limits, IFA star minus H and IFA star plus H, in that case no operation, no, don't do anything, and in the switch loop. This loop is run infinitely to find out the status of the switches for each leg. This is for leg A. Similarly, we find SB, SP bar, then we find SC and SC bar. Continuously at each and every sampling, this process continued to find out the updated values of switching signals in this model, state space model, and hence the states are updated based on that latest value of the switching functions. And this way the whole system is being solved. Okay. So this is control algorithm. Discuss how to generate IFA star, IFA star, IFC star. Then there is switching control scheme, how to realize IFA, IFB, IFC, and then some more highlight on how to solve this system. That is how to implement this state space model. I know switching, we know reference current, then how to implement it. Okay. So as I said, you can implement this whole system on any digital platform using any code. You can write in a C code or MATLAB code, or you can do simulate in a Simulink or any block diagram technique software algorithms. The simplest one is MATLAB coding. You can write a simple code in MATLAB to execute this compensator and show how it works under different conditions of the load. So in MATLAB coding, there is a very interesting command, and the command is called as C2D, continuous to discrete conversion. Okay, continuous to discrete conversion. So we know matrix A and we know matrix B, and we define a sampling time T. In fact, TD I have used in the other discussion. So TD is same as TD. It's called delay time. It's like it's Delay time means the timing between two consecutive samples. Okay, or you can say sampling time if you want, happy with that, TS, sampling time between two samples. So if we give the timing here and put the A and B matrix, then C to D, the continuous to discrete conversion command in MATLAB will give you AD and BD. So AD and BD are the system matrix and input matrix in discrete domain. Okay, D for discrete. And once we know this AD and BD, then we can implement this state space model in this form of equation. We update the state space state vector like this: x t plus 1 td, that is the value of x at k plus 1, is equal to AD into x at td and BD into UD, U at td, k td. Okay, so this is U at k, this is AD x at k, and this updates the new state xk plus 1. Okay, now how this is true, how it has come, why this command works, that you can look into conventional control and you can correlate it. For example, if we have a state space model of this nature where we say x dot equal to ax plus bu, then the solution of the state space model is given as xt equal to e to the power at minus t0 into xt0 plus limit from t0 to t a exponential at minus tau into bu tau d tau. This is a standard solution for any state space equation. You can refer any control book if you have forgotten. Okay, so this is the standard equation for solving the finding the solution of the state space. Now if we say that the time duration between t0 to t is very small, for example, between this and this timing we have a very short duration. So we define t in such a way that t is less than k plus 1 td and greater than k into td, where td is very small, very sampling time. Then this equation can be written as x becomes xk plus 1 td equal to e to the power k td, because this t is k plus 1 minus k. Okay, so finally it is k into td, a into td, not k into td, this is a into td. So please correct it, I have put slightly wrong here. This becomes a into td to the power minus a, actually this is not plus here, it is the power is I think a. Okay, fine, yes, okay. So this is a, correct it, okay, not this one. Why it is a, as you know from this description, that here this term is nothing but a, the t is now k plus 1 into td minus this is t0 is k into td, and this will k will go with this, and this a power is already here, a to the power a, and therefore I'm just remove this part, it become here e to the power a. So this k will go, finally it is to the power a td. Am I correct? So this becomes a to the power a td, this one, into x k td, because t0 is k td, plus t0 to t. Now t0 is k td and t is k plus 1 td, next sample, and this duration is very short. So this into e to the power a k plus 1, this is k plus 1 td minus tau bu tau. Now since the time is very short, so this remains constant, so I can take it outside. Okay, and b tau remains inside. Since time is very short, we can assume the previous input remains constant. So we have taken it outside here at k plus 1 tau, and not at k plus 1 but k actually. Correct it here, this is k tau. So this is in bracket k td. Okay, so this is k at td, close it. And if we compare this equation with this equation, these two equations, then we can find out what is meaning of AD and what is the meaning of BD, these two. So what is AD? AD is therefore this one, e to the power ATD. Okay, so AD is e to the power ATD and BD is this one. BD is this whole integration KTD to k plus 1 TD exponential a k plus 1 TD minus tau b t tau. So this is the equivalence of the discrete AD and BD in terms of the A and B. And MATLAB does it inside. You simply use the command, but we should know what it is doing inside. So inside it is calculating these terms, and then these terms, okay, all this calculation, and then putting in the form of AD and BD. So these AD and BD are therefore considered in the upgradation of the state vector x.